Do you feel that you're meant for more, but you're not sure how to fulfill your potential? Now, that can happen to anybody at any time of life. But what can you do about it? Well, first of all, you could learn to identify what your potential is by listening to your inner desire and then take the appropriate action to fulfill that desire. So desires only exist as potential until you manifest them into reality. But to manifest into reality, you need to take appropriate actions. And that's where the archetypes come in. They show you what problems you are causing in your life, or where the challenges are, where the conflicts are, but they also show you the solutions. I'm Richard O'Dale, and I can show you how to master mind content by using an archetypes tool. In this video, I'm going to share a visual with you that provides insights into how you can use archetypes to transform your life and fulfill your potential. And the two previous videos that I've done in this series, parts 1 and 2, I explain that archetypes are identifiable patterns of thoughts, actions, emotions, feelings, attitudes, and motivations. Well, archetypes are essentially energies. Energies that make us think how we think, behave how we behave, and feel how we feel. Thoughts, actions, and emotions are how we create our experience of reality. So to become the best version of yourself, you rely on information being accessible to the conscious mind. The information you need access to are the qualities the archetypes provide you, the attributes that make us human. You have all access to these qualities, but only if you choose to integrate them into the conscious personality. Now, every thought, emotion, action, feeling, attitude, and motivation known to man can be identified as an archetype, or within these patterns of an archetype. And archetypes also perform specific functions. They respond to certain situations in a particular way, and this is also how you can identify archetypes. Each of the archetypes possess qualities which are information that you would hope reaches your neocortex. The neocortex is the decision-making faculty of the brain, and it applies rationale, logic, and reason, so you're then more likely to make the right choice, to take the appropriate action. And I'm going to be covering why archetypes are neural networks in the next video, so keep an eye out for that. For the time being, I want to talk about when certain parts of your personality are repressed. When you're a child, the chances are that they are still in a childlike state of conscious awareness. These are the archetypes that need developing so that you can transform your life and become the best version of yourself, to fulfill your potential. So to use the archetypes tool, you simply observe how you respond to a situation, identify the behaviour, feeling, or attitude, and perform a search in the archetypes tool. This will identify an archetype that you can work with. For example, if you fall off the proverbial wagon in your struggle to give up an addiction and then feel guilt and perhaps even self-hate afterwards, search for addictions, guilt, and self-hate in the archetypes tool. You'll identify the lover. Or let's say you are acting stubborn and won't back down from an argument because you think you're right. Search for stubborn and right, and you will identify these traits as the creator. Consider the other qualities associated with the archetype and then determine which qualities come up for you the most. So this will then help you determine whether the archetype is developed, underdeveloped, or undeveloped. So developed is when you will display most of the qualities listed in the developed column. Underdeveloped is where you are around half and half, and undeveloped our most of the qualities are in the undeveloped column. When you're fully developed, then you don't counter as many challenges in life anyway, but you'll probably also possess more of the traits that are in the bold in the developed section, especially the purple, which is a superpower for the archetype. The green is the typical development goal to overcome that emotional wound for that archetype. The more archetypes you develop, the more successful and fulfilled you become. The more whole you become, the more healthier you become. Whole and healthy have the same root word. So to become whole is to become healthy because you improve your mental health, and when you improve your mental health, your physical health improves also. The archetypes also work together and transfer energies. By that I mean they pass information to each other, just as neural networks do. Now this helps you to develop the archetypes at the top of this pyramid, which kind of goes some way to illustrate the evolution of the personality. So at the top is the ruler, and then just underneath is the warrior and the philanthropist. These three are all ruling archetypes. The information that is passed to these three ruling archetypes will determine how you respond to the environment. The ruler is logical, is the decision maker. The warrior is motivation, and the philanthropist is guided by emotions. So let's say, for example, that you've integrated the amiable nature of the everyman, which gives you the capacity to connect with people. This enables you to make friends easily. Now, the information is communicated with the lover, which is a tier above the everyman, who is adept at establishing meaningful relationships grounded in love. So from friendship you can go into a meaningful friendship, which generates a place of love. And from a place of love you then develop unconditional love, which is the philanthropist, which is then also passed to the ruler at the top of the pyramid. The ruler is your decision maker, the neocortex. This archetype is the conscious mind, conscious awareness. This is how you experience reality, because the ruler decides how you experience reality. Unless, of course, the ruler is hijacked by an undeveloped philanthropist or an undeveloped warrior, which are the limbic system, because there are archetypes below you that are undeveloped, and it's sending that information as, I can't do that because I don't have the emotional structure to manage that situation from the environment. So the philanthropist and the warrior think, oh, that's a threat, alert, and it takes evasive action or action that it believes is protecting you from emotional disturbance. So you will know if your ruling archetype is the philanthropist in moments when you are overcome by emotion or you avoid a situation. Here the amygdala has hijacked the neocortex and compelled you to take action before the thinking brain can even process a situation and decide that there isn't a threat there anyway. Now this is the fight action of the fight, flight or freeze stress response. If you fight, the ruling archetype is the warrior who has dominion over your motivations. It protects your domain, it protects your emotional integrity and your personal integrity because it feels rejected. The information the brain has access to determines what you think and how you feel, and thus how you behave. Part of the brain which has the most energy determines how you respond, or rather the memory which has the most energy determines how you respond. But the limbic system stores emotional memories and compares them with, is this a threat or is this a comfort? And the mastermind content self-development programs, I also use Greek gods, because the images and stories from mythology help you to identify and recall the relevant archetype that is coming up in your life. And stories and images are shown to have a memory recall of around 74%, compared to if you just read something or listen to something, it's only between 10 and 20% recall. So the Greek gods are there if you want to use them, because it can help you to learn faster and easier, whereby you transform and reach your potential faster and easier as well. So to give you an example, the divine child at the bottom of this pyramid represents potential and inner peace. So I associate this archetype with the goddess Hestia, whose primary symbol is the hearth. The hearth is the heart, and the heart tells you what you desire. What you desire starts as potential, a thought or a desire, a feeling that you want something or that you want to achieve something. So the divine child is potential, and the hearth is potential. It has the potential to nourish, the potential to transform raw material into something that is digestible. So to manifest a thought from a state of potential to a lived experience, you have to adopt certain behaviours and attitudes, and that's what the other archetypes in this pyramid provide you, and you can identify the qualities in the archetypes tool. The other archetypes help you to become the best version of yourself. So let's say, for example, you want to make more money. You have the idea, the desire to make more money, which is the divine child, which is the potential. So from the divine child, you look at the archetypes in the second tier and decide, okay, which qualities do these archetypes have that can help me make more money? So maybe you don't know how to make more money, so you use the explorer's gift for research and identifying opportunities. So you can see how from the divine child at the bottom, you go into tier 2 of the pyramid. Another option within that second tier is to take action, and it may be uncomfortable action, whereby you need to integrate the courage and the motivation of the hero. Or you may need to learn to adopt a new habit, which is the dedication of the caretaker. So once you've identified opportunities, you then have the courage to take the appropriate action that the explorer has identified. So this again is how archetypes communicate with one another, even on the same tier, as well as going up and down. So from tier 2, you've done your research, you've gathered information, you're now going to take action, but you're not quite sure how things are going to turn out. So what you could do then is move to tier 3 and use the creator's superpower of imagination and foresight. This gives you the vision to guess or to determine what potential challenge or situations that you may encounter. So then you can put a strategy in place for that, which is something that the warrior excels at. The warrior gives you the composure and the motivation to fight your battles, to overcome the challenges. And then that information is then passed to the ruler, the decision maker, to determine, are you going to take that strategy, or are you going to look for another strategy? Or sometimes you will try one strategy that doesn't quite work, so then the ruler decides, okay, we're going to learn from that mistake and try something else. But for the ruler to do that, it has to have the stability from the lower tiers of the pyramid. those archetypes need to be able to have that resilience and that bounce back ability. So, for example, if the hero is not matured, you may never take the actions in the first place, but it also may feel rejected once you fail because it has a fear of failure. Or if the explorer is not developed, then you may not identify an opportunity because you don't have the resilience to sit down and do the research in the first place. You may not find something immediately and give up because you think, oh, this is too overwhelming, or there's just no point. But the explorer gives you the dedication to find, and the focus to find those opportunities. Okay, guys, this concludes this part 3 of this series, and I hope these diagrams and explanations have gone some way to explain how you can use archetypes to transform your life and fulfill your potential. Now, I'm going to do another couple of videos in this series, which is more science-based. It just gives you some more idea of how archetypes are neural networks and how you can identify these networks by how you feel and how you behave, and also how you think. And I also explain how energy transforms. So keep an eye out for those, because it just helps to help you to understand what archetypes are within your personality that little bit better. And if you want to know even more about how to use archetypes, then why not join me for weekly meetups on Zoom? For just £45 a month, you can get access to the archetypes tool together with additional mindset tools for each archetype, plus an overview of the archetype sent directly to your inbox, plus insightful content each week that can help you reach self-awareness and transform your life. But the biggest benefit is the weekly meetups, which give you the opportunity to share your experiences and wisdom. You can tell us what you learn so that the rest of the group learn as well, because your knowledge can help others, and the knowledge of other people can help you. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So my goal is for us to share these stories and experience, to discuss what we learn and provide advice for everyone who asks for it. So don't be shy to share a challenge if you're facing one, because there'll be somebody in the group that can offer advice that helps you get over that hurdle. Because look, together we're stronger, and with a community that is dedicated to personal growth, success and transformation, I believe more of us will grow faster and easier. So sign up today by clicking the link in the description and head over to the Mastermind Content website. Alternatively, send me a DM to arrange a free 30-minute discovery, which will leave you feeling energized and optimistic. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm Richard Oldale, and this is Mastermind Content. Bye-bye.